If you clicked on this video, chances are you're looking to start making money online using drop servicing business model. If that's right, that's great. You're in the right place because this is a complete tutorial when it comes to starting a drop servicing business model. Absolutely possible to make $1,000 of clear profit doing this part-time. What we're essentially doing with drop servicing is we're reselling their services at a higher price into markets like the US. So if we're getting a supplier from Pakistan who's gonna make us a website for $89 and we sell this website for a local business in Orlando area, for example, let's say a lawyer in Orlando area, do you think a lawyer in Orlando area is able to pay a lot more than $89 for a starter website? Of course, guys, 100%. There is no doubt. And usually for prices that are under $100, you can at least 10 times the cost. So you would be selling this website at a very least $890. Minus $89, we're pocketing $800 of pure profit. Now, guys, when we're looking at these slightly higher prices, in this case, for example, you find a client, let's say in Orlando area, let's say he's a lawyer and he says, you know what? 2 pages is not enough. Here, this supplier is offering 2 pages, so this is not enough. And he says, you know what, I'm looking to redesign my website and I need a website of 5 pages. What kind of price can you offer me? As you can see, this supplier also is offering 5-page website for $230. Right, so at this price point, we're gonna at least do, 5, 6, or maybe 7 times a higher margin. So what we're essentially going to try to do is, let's say, times it by 7. At that point, $1,610 would be an approximate price that we're looking to sell this website. Minus $230, we're at $1,380. I know it may sound very simple and it may sound too good to be true, but I'm telling you guys, this is absolutely possible. I've drop serviced logo design. I've drop serviced video editing. I've drop serviced web design. All of these niches I've done personally and made thousands of dollars. Okay. Actually, logo design is a very good example. So first of all, we were talking about Upwork. Now I'm showing you example from Fiverr. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go on Fiverr right now, and we're going to look at, how we would drop service a logo design. So as you can see, this person for $20 is going to make you a logo design and is going to give you JPG, transparent PNG, and 2 revisions, as you can see, delivered in 1 day. So if we go again to Orlando area, let's say we find a local business, let's say we find an accountancy who has a very bad logo, and we tell them, look, I can make you a new logo, redesign a logo for you based on your existing skeleton, right? And make you a much, much better logo. And I'm going to charge you $500. This is essentially 25 times more than what this supplier is charging. It may not make sense for you, but trust me, guys, I've made money in logo design using drop servicing business model, and it works, guys. It definitely works. There is people out there paying way more than $500 for logo designs every single day, all over the US, Australia, UK, and other Western markets. Following question is, a lot of people ask, why does drop servicing work? Why don't these small businesses simply just go on Fiverr, type in logo design, and just get a logo designed for them? Not everybody knows about Fiverr. Not everybody knows about Upwork. Not everybody knows about people per hour. And in fact, I would say as much as, even if you know Fiverr, it doesn't mean that you're going to have a good experience with. And what we do as drop servicers, we just, make a hassle-free approach for clients. So, let's just say I need a logo to be designed, right? And I go on Fiverr, I find a crappy seller, he delivers really bad service, and I'm screwed, right? If I'm a small business. But as a drop servicer, ideally, that doesn't happen. If you sign a client, right, you will do the research. You'll analyze, you look at the portfolios, you do all the due diligence, you manage the process with the supplier that he's not late, you collect all the payments, you update the client, you communicate with the client. Really, you provide a service to the client. It's not just, oh, we design a logo, that's it, done. No, there's the communication, management of the process. Yes, with logos, it seems quite simple. Somebody could just go on Fiverr, order the logo, tell the requirements, and it's done. But what about websites, guys? Is it that simple to get a website designed? Oh no, guys, it definitely is not. If you ever have designed a website, even for yourself, you'll realize that there's a lot that comes into it. Who provides text? Who provides images? Who chooses the style? Etc., etc. Who chooses the platform? Is it the WordPress website? Is it the Squarespace website? There's a lot of things that you, as a middleman, as a drop servicing professional, can provide to a small business. And a lot of small businesses, even if they know about Fiverr, even if they know about Upwork, even if they know about people per hour, they're just not going to do it themselves. They need somebody to hold their hand and really make sure that, they get that website design. And a lot of the times, guys, the best clients are those clients who have absolutely no idea how to use these platforms anyway. Like, even if they have heard about Fiverr, they just even not gonna go on Fiverr and bother with that. Okay, the next point is super important. So how much money do you actually need to start drop servicing? Guys, this really depends on the niche that you're gonna go for. So for example, I was just talking about logo design. So, if you look at this specific listing, think about it. If it's costing you $20, how much money do you need to start a drop servicing logo design? Well, at worst case scenario, you need $20 because you pay for this service out of pocket, because maybe the client has paid you using PayPal, or maybe the client has paid you using another payment system and the payment hasn't settled into your bank account yet, but you can pay out of pocket $20 to start this order. So this supplier starts the work, and then hopefully at some point the payment settles into your bank account and you get it back. So the worst case scenario for this niche is $20, okay? Now, guys, there is a lot of theories, and people, the drop servicing gurus, can tell you all kinds of things. You need to create a website. You need to run Google ads. You need to run Facebook ads. You need $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, etc., etc. I can tell you guys for sure, from my own experience, you can start drop servicing at zero cost. You don't need any money whatsoever. But, of course, guys, if you don't have any money, your progress is going to be quite slow, right? You're going to move like a turtle. If you have some money, for example, $500, right, you're going to move very fast because you can work with multiple clients at the same time. And also you can start working in more expensive niches. For example, in this case, you need just $20 to start working with this supplier, because you can just buy a logo. Even if you don't have any money yet from your client, but your client signed a contract, or you have a verbal agreement that your client is going ahead 100%, you can just deposit this $20 and your supplier is going to start work. So as you see, the logo design is very simple and very cheap to get started. But what about niches like web design? So for example, this guy charges $120 for a small website, and for a larger website, 6 to 10 pages, he's charging $200. So what could happen is the client has paid you a deposit, your money is still in your bank, it's in the banking system, it's PayPal and stuff like this, being slow, and you need to start this order, but you don't have the money. So if you have extra $200, it's very good, because then you can just pay on here knowing that this money is traveling into your bank account. Guys, this is just a scenario that actually happens quite often. And another scenario that is actually very common is that PayPal also sometimes holds money. So for example, you actually got the full payment, or you got the deposit, and for example, PayPal will hold money because you don't have any history on that account. So it's a brand new PayPal account. PayPal will hold money, let's say for a week or 2 weeks. It can happen. You know that the money is going to arrive to you. It's going to be released by PayPal, but it is stuck right now. So you have a problem because you need to start this order and your money is stuck on PayPal because PayPal is doing some verification or checks or whatever. So guys, there is of course workarounds. I'm going to talk about these workarounds in this video. how to prevent this from happening. So it is going to be very, very helpful for you when we go and talk about payments. But that's another situation where it's very, very helpful to have, two, three, four, $500 in your bank account, so you can very easily just pay for the order, because on Fiverr you need to deposit this money and pay for it. This money is going to be held on Fiverr, or if you use people per hour and Upwork, it's the same thing. Money is going to be held on here until you confirm to Fiverr that the order is done, until you confirm that everything is fine. And you will not, of course, confirm that before your client agrees and before your client says, what, I'm super happy, everything is fine, there's no revisions, order is done. Only then you will confirm this on Fiverr, and only then this money will actually be sent to the seller. But at the beginning, you need to deposit that money. That's why it's actually very, very helpful to have $200, $300, $400, $500 at a maximum $500 realistically. So the next thing we're going to talk about is drop servicing niches. Guys, this is very important and very interesting topic that you really need to pay a particular attention. I'm going to go through this very quickly, but I'm going to tell you the best niches where you can actually make money. Logo design, branding, and identity. Branding and identity is a very, very good niche. I've actually spoken about this niche in a few videos ago. It is where you create an entire brand for somebody. It could be t-shirts, business cards, bags, it could be their social media identity and stuff like that. So not only the logo, but also the entire brand identity. Then guys, you can create business cards design. You can make illustrations for books. You can drop service web design, app design. By the way, guys, anything to do with app design, I'm telling you, very difficult to manage that process, and also very, very, very expensive. If you're going into app design, make sure you understand tech industry, because I've spent thousands of dollars on Fiverr. I worked with suppliers from India. I've developed apps, and I know how difficult this can be. Just releasing an app into an app store, iOS store especially, is not easy, guys. Okay. Now, landing page design, another very, very good niche. Product and industrial design. If you understand 3D design, could be a very, very good niche for you to drop service as well. You don't have to do things, you just get a supplier who is going to create product and industrial designs. The next very good niche is print design. This is all very good for beginners. Flyer design, brochure design, posters, catalogs, menus. Very, very good niche. This is very, very simple to get started, guys. Things like app design and 3D design, industrial product design, you actually have to understand the industry if you want to go there. Like, you ideally even understand how to create these designs yourself, and then you can manage the quality, because otherwise it's very difficult. Next category, visual design, image editing. I'm talking about like Photoshop, creating posters and stuff like that. Presentation design. Maybe you can find some corporate clients who on a regular basis create very high quality presentations. They're spending a fortune on that, and you can offer them, what, I'm going to make presentations for you. And, I'm going to save you time and money for your employees. Next, let's look into programming and tech. So as you can see, landing pages, e-commerce websites, platforms like WordPress, Shopify, Wix, also custom websites. With custom websites, guys, be careful. You have to understand how websites work. You have to really know the tech industry a little bit in order to go into the custom website development. But WordPress, Shopify, and Wix, you can absolutely totally drop service these kind of services very, very simply, guys. Now, let's go down and look at some other things. Software testing, you could do that as a service, okay? So you can find some testers on Fiverr, and you can find a client who needs software testing. This is actually a very viable niche as well. I've never spoken about this niche on my channel yet. User testing as well. You can get clients who have apps or websites and they need user testing. Another very interesting one is SEO. A lot of people make money with drop servicing in the SEO niche. Guys, A little bit of caution here as well. You really need to research and understand what SEO is, because you need to understand if you're delivering a good quality. SEO can be destructive. You know, some suppliers on Fiverr, Upwork, and People Per Hour can be very, very bad, and they can actually do some damage to a website. That's why you need to really understand how SEO works fundamentally. You know, there's on-page SEO and off-page SEO. So both of these services you can get on Fiverr. But please, please, if you're going into this niche, do a lot of research, study it for a month at least to really understand what you're doing, guys. Okay. Now, let's look at social media marketing, paid social media, things like SMMA, things like running Google ads, Facebook ads. Very, very good niches as well for drop servicing. Video and animation, guys, another very good category. Video editing, this is where I got dozens of clients. I made thousands of dollars in profit using this specific niche, guys. Video editing for YouTubers, video editing for small businesses, for real estate agents. The list just goes on and on and on. Logo animation, also very interesting niche. So not only you can create a logo for somebody, but you can also animate that logo. Very, very good niche, and also very high paid niche, guys. Animated explainers, guys. As I told you, very, very good niche. Real estate promo videos. If you find real estate agents who shoot tours of their properties that they're selling, you can find suppliers on Fiverr, Upwork, and People Per Hour who do that, who do the exact that thing. You just send them the footage. They make absolutely brilliant promo videos for real estate industry. And the list goes on and on and on, guys. These are the best categories, the first 4 categories, okay? As we go further and further, you can do resume writing, cover letters, and stuff like this, music and audio. I'm not a fan of drop servicing anything to do with sound, simply because I'm not an expert in sound, but anything to do in, web design, graphic design, and video editing. I've done so much of it that I can speak about it for hours, and I actually know this because I've done this. Okay, photography AI services is also a very new category. Actually, this has only appeared here this year. You can look into it. Okay, this is very interesting, very experimental. What I really like is AI video art and AI photos. Okay, so this is very interesting, and you can find clients who are specifically looking for those services. So guys, as you can see, the choice of niches for drop servicing is absolutely humongous. It's very, very big. Okay, so do not get discouraged if you think, you know what, I don't know that much about graphic design, maybe drop servicing isn't for me, or I don't know that much about SMMA and running Google ads or SEO. You know, there is something for everybody. That's why I like drop servicing as a online business, as a beginner-friendly online business, because there is business models that are very, very complicated, and beginners cannot get into them. But drop servicing, there is something for everybody. There is so many different niches. So I just showed you a lot of niches when it comes to drop servicing, but which ones of them are actually highly profitable? Okay, I'm gonna give you a list of 5 or 6 of these right now. Logo design and brand identity, very, very profitable, guys. 100%. I've personally made money in these niches. Website design, very profitable when it comes to WordPress, when it comes to Wix and Shopify. You can make websites like this for clients and make a lot of money, guys. Very, very good niche as well. Now, when it comes to digital marketing, SEO, as I said, you need to learn a little bit about SEO if you want to go into this niche, but it can be very highly profitable. Social media marketing, also known as SMMA, very good, for running organic social media. So posting posts on, let's say, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also paid social media, running Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, very, very profitable. Now, when it comes to video editing, it can be low profit, it can be high profit. It really depends on the client. Sometimes you can make a bunch of money editing videos for real estate agents, editing videos for corporate clients. So you can definitely make money with video editing as well. So guys, These are the niches of choice for me, but like I said, there is absolutely loads of other niches as well. So, you can go through that list yourself and find the thing that you're mostly interested in. Next, let's talk about low ticket drop servicing versus high ticket drop servicing. What do I mean by that? So if you're new to drop servicing business model, you may not realize that low ticket drop servicing is essentially services that you can resell at a low value. Typically, these services also cost a very small amount as well from your supplier. Let's just look at this example. So for example, as you can see, 93 orders in the queue right now. So this guy seems to be making quite a lot of orders, right? But is he making a lot of money? 93 times $5. Currently, at this time, he is only making $465 at this time. Of course, he might be, making a lot of orders all the time, and he might be making, a lot of money overall. But this is considered a low ticket service, $5. How much can you resell this at? Maybe, I don't know, $10 or $15. As a beginner, you cannot really get more than $15 usually. So in the best case, you're going to make $10. $15 your client is paying. You're paying $5 for the supplier. You're making $10 from one thumbnail from one client per order. So $10 per order is not that much money actually. And now let's compare it to this. So again, let's talk about this listing. $200. Let's say you find a client who is paying you $1,400. So 7 times margin minus $200. We're left at $1,200 profit for just one order from just one client. As you can see, guys, this is clearly a high ticket drop servicing niche. In some countries, $1,200 can sustain a lifestyle, a proper lifestyle. In some countries, this is a lot of money. For example, in India, in Africa, Indonesia, in a lot of Asian countries, this is actually a pretty high amount that people are living. Entire families can live on this kind of money. So guys, this is super important for you to understand what is low ticket approach and high ticket approach when it comes to drop servicing. Because if your goal, let's say, is to make, $3,000 per month in profit, you're not going to go into thumbnail design because you're going to need to make 300 thumbnails per month to make your $3,000. Guys, it's just not happening. It's just not realistic. Every single day, you need to make 10 thumbnails for all kinds of different clients. Guys, this is just not realistic. You're not going to make that. Whilst with web design niche, all you need is realistically, you need just like 2 clients and you can make $3,000 of profit per month. It's very realistic to get 2 web design clients per month. I'm telling you guys. Okay, so now let's talk about, again, drop servicing pricing and drop servicing margins. So in this case, again, logo design, simple logo design, not branded entity, just simple logo design is also considered a low ticket service. So guys, what are the margins? How can you calculate margins? And also how you should approach pricing when it comes to drop servicing. So if your service on Fiverr, on Upwork, on people per hour is under $100, you want to multiply by at least 20 times. Okay, so let's say this listing, multiply by at least 20 times. So $400, I would be reselling this logo design service in the US. This is at least, these are my guidelines, guys. If you can resell it at 10 times, of course, you can do that. But my guidelines, at least 20 times. Now, when it comes to services that are more expensive, we just spoken about, web design. In this case, between 5 to 10 times. Realistically, 200 times 5. Minimum sales price $1,000, 200 times 10, $2,000. So between $1,000 to $2,000 for $200 charge from supplier. Guys, of course, you're gonna make a lot more money in the high ticket drop servicing. But the margin, of course, is much higher when it comes to these niches. And also you need a lot less money. There's less risk because you're dealing with like very, very small amounts, So worst case scenario, what can happen? Of course, on these kind of platforms, you're covered because if something happens, Fiverr will return your money. But overall, the smaller the amounts, the less risk there are, the less demanding your clients is. If your client is spending $3,000 or $5,000 on a web design, their requirements are very high. They're going to be, really needy, and they're really going to want you to deliver something really spectacular. Whilst if you're drop servicing logo design, let's say at $200 or $300, everybody's going to be like, okay, it's a $200 or $300 logo. Like, what do you expect? It's not going to be like world-class logo. It's going to be good, but they're not going to expect like crazy things from you, right? So that's how you calculate margins. And that's where the low ticket and high ticket pricing, that's how it essentially works. So now let's talk about what is drop servicing portfolio and how can you create it for yourself. So guys, here's the thing. If you're thinking seriously about getting into drop servicing, you need to understand one thing. Nobody is going to order from you if you cannot show any work example. That's just the reality, guys. Okay, let's be real, right? Whether you're going into thumbnail design, video editing for YouTubers, video editing for real estate agents, you're going after web design, whatever, no one is going to order from you if you don't have any work examples. Now, what is the best way to get work examples? Some people say work in the industry, deliver work for free for clients for few months until you build a portfolio, and then you can show something. Yeah, work for 3 months completely free. Just post on Facebook groups that, I'm going to edit your videos for free. Please send me some footage. Or I'm going to make you thumbnails for free. Give me some ideas. You can do that, guys. So you can advertise your services on, different kinds of Facebook groups, on Twitter, everywhere, right? For completely free. And you can build your portfolio that way. This is a way that some people are doing it, right? But I don't think it's a good way, guys. I wouldn't I'm a business person, and I think you should be a business person as well. If you're putting effort into something, you have to make money from day one, okay? And if you follow my approach, you're going to make money from day one if you are successful. So here's the thing, guys. What I offer and how I usually approach this is I tell people, look, in order to really make money with drop servicing from day one, the only way you're going to get started is if you use Supplier's Portfolio, and then you leverage that Supplier's Portfolio to get clients. So let's say you want to go into drop servicing thumbnail design for YouTubers. The only way you're going to get into this is if you download these images, click Save Image As, and build a portfolio from your supplier. You can put it into a PDF, you can put it into PowerPoint, or you can just download these images separately. And when you approach a potential client, a YouTuber, or a particular business, you can attach your portfolio as a PDF, as a PowerPoint, in Google Drive, etc., etc. And you have to show those work examples. And then if you get an order, please, if you use this work from this specific supplier, use the supplier to then send him orders, guys. I absolutely do not support you taking someone's work and then finding clients and using another supplier. This is really bad, guys, okay? Please do not do that, and do not even think about doing that, okay? But I think it is absolutely very, very good strategy to leverage, portfolio of your suppliers, who you will then use when you get an order. So you need to write down which supplier you took the portfolio from, and you can save it, for example, on here, right? And then you can come back to the seller once you get an order, and you send orders to this guy. That's how it works, guys. That's the only way you're going to get started, okay? Same thing with web design. You need examples, right? Without work examples like this or like that, whatever, you're just not going to get clients, guys, realistically. And it's a chicken and egg situation, right? How can you get clients if you don't have work examples? How can you get work examples if you don't have clients? Well, if you use my strategy by leveraging your supplier's portfolio, you can just download this portfolio. Make sure there are no watermarks of the supplier and watermarks of Fiverr, because, for example, here you see Fiverr watermarks. What you can do is scroll down. Sometimes there is more work examples on here that don't have any watermarks. You absolutely must make sure there's no watermarks, otherwise it's not going to be a good look for you. And then all you do, again, you can create a PowerPoint, you can create a PDF, or you can just drop it into Google Drive, attach it to an email, whatever. And then when you do outreach, you have work examples to show, or maybe you get into a call with a client, a potential client. You can show these work examples during the call, and you can say, look, these are the kind of websites that we can deliver for you. So we design, let's say, websites for restaurants, solar companies, etc., etc. So it's solid portfolio that you can show to clients, because if you jump on a call with a client and you just say, you know what, I'm really just starting out in this industry. I don't have any websites that I can show you, or I don't have any thumbnails that I can show you. Like, nobody's gonna order from you guys. It's just not gonna happen. Realistically, guys, be realistic, right? If you don't want to take your portfolio without asking your supplier, feel free to ask your supplier. Just click contact me and just be like, look, dude, I have quite a lot of clients. I'm reselling your service. Are you happy for me to show this to my clients when I talk to them on calls and whatever, by email? Are you happy for me to display your work? Then when I get a client, I'm going to send orders for you. Are you happy with that? If your supplier says yes, you can go ahead. If you approach 5 or 10 suppliers like that, some of them will just be like, dude, if you're going to send me orders, do whatever you want. Just send me orders. So usually these suppliers are really happy about this. I never really have major pushback when I ask. Essentially, when you start, you use this strategy, right, of using someone's work, leveraging someone's work. But when you got your own clients, you got some orders, then you can just use your existing portfolio and you can just remove your supplier's portfolio. So you're only doing that for the very beginning, realistically. Okay, and now let's talk about something very important: how to get drop servicing clients. In this video, I'm going to go briefly through this topic, because getting drop servicing clients is very important. Of course, guys, it is not enough to just get suppliers. It is not enough to just do outreach. It is not enough just to create portfolio. At the end of the day, you have to find clients as well, because clients are paying you money. When you get that money, then you can fulfill the order. So getting clients realistically is extremely important, guys. It is not the only thing, because, I know people were finding clients and they're really good at sales, but they're not very good at finding suppliers. They're not very good at managing the process, managing communication. So you can be very good at finding clients and very bad at execution those orders. And the best scenario is where you can get clients and when you can find suppliers and manage the entire process. Then you're going to be successful at drop servicing business model. So guys, I go into this topic very, very deeply on my channel. I've got something like 5 or 6 videos when it comes to finding drop servicing clients, video editing clients, web design clients. So after you watch this video, you can find those videos on my channel where I go into a lot of details. In this video, I'm going to go briefly explain to you how I usually get drop servicing clients myself. Another thing, guys, that I'm going to talk about right now, and it's a very, very common question that a lot of you guys are asking me: can I get drop servicing clients if my English is not very good, and if I cannot speak, I cannot really get on phone calls, I cannot get on video calls? Can I still get clients just by talking on WhatsApp, just by talking by email? The answer is yes, guys, that is possible. I found loads of clients without ever speaking on a phone with somebody. Loads of clients. So how do you actually find drop servicing clients? As I said, we usually go after local businesses in the US, UK, Australia, in markets that are developed, in markets where, rates are much higher. So if you think about a town, let's say like Orlando, right? You can type something like restaurant. So Orlando, Florida restaurants, and you can find a lot of different restaurants. You can outreach those restaurants and offer some services like menu design, flyers, graphic design. Just be like, look, I'm offering graphic design. Does your restaurant need some menus to be designed, flyers to be designed, etc., etc.? Or you can go on Google and type in, let's say, Chicago dental clinics, and you can offer them social media management. You can offer them Google ads, Facebook ads, getting leads, getting clients through the door, etc., etc. So there is a lot of different approaches, but in my experience, the best approach is going after small businesses like dental clinics, like law firms, small accountancy firms, restaurants, small local businesses that are not working with major international or even national design agencies, marketing agencies. These kind of small businesses, they cannot afford to pay 5K or 10K for logo design for a major design agency. They cannot afford that. They're really relying on small businesses like that, small agencies like ourselves. We're offering them logo design at $500, $800, websites at 1K, 2K, these kind of price points. Proper agencies based in the US are not making websites at $1,000. It's just not happening because they have huge overhead costs. Their employees cost them a lot of money, and we can offer much, much lower prices. A standard web design agency, let's say in New York, is going to charge a small local business, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 for a small, website that is not even custom designed. It's a template that is customized on WordPress. And, we can offer the same thing at $1,500 and still make $1,000 of profit. So when it comes to finding job servicing clients, usually you're going to use Google Maps, Google Search, Instagram, LinkedIn, email marketing, TikTok, and similar kind of social media and email marketing platforms. You're going to contact these businesses and you're going to offer a service to them, something that they're interested in. For example, if you offer thumbnail design to a restaurant, it's just not going to happen because they're not interested in that. But if you're going to offer, let's say, flyer design service to a restaurant that has live music on Fridays or Saturdays, it is likely that they're going to need a flyer design. Okay, so you, of course, have to use common sense. And the closer you can match the market and the service, the higher the response rate is going to be. And of course, the more tailoring you do, then the better the response rates you're gonna get. For example, if you find, let's say, this restaurant, if you find the owner's name and you find his Instagram, you find his LinkedIn, you contact him everywhere, you send him an email and also contact him on a few social platforms and say, look, dude, I see that you own this restaurant. I'm offering graphic design. I'm offering flyer design, brochure design. Is your restaurant in need of such a service? You're very likely to receive some kind of a response if you contact this person, you identify this person, as opposed to you just sending a simple email to info@whatever restaurant.com. Of course, if you put a little bit more work, you tailor the message, you tailor to the recipient, you reach the decision maker, you're going to get much better responses. In other industries, it's much easier to actually reach the decision maker. For example, in YouTube thumbnail niche that I was talking about previously, essentially, if you outreach to the owner of the YouTube channel, he's at the end of the day the decision maker that can just order straight away. That's why when you're reaching out to small local businesses, whether they're online or local physical bricks and mortar stores, you have to think about how close is the decision maker who can pull the trigger and order your service. Is there like multiple levels of management that you need to go through? Are there gatekeepers, etc., etc.? Or can you simply just outreach to the owner and really just get a response quickly? Do they want to do it or not? For example, fitness trainers, very easy to get to the decision maker. Fitness trainer is usually the small business owner himself. What about food trucks? exactly same thing. Usually there's one or two owners, maybe a couple of employees max. So essentially, if you're emailing or outreaching to a food truck owner, he's going to make a decision very quickly if he needs that service or not. So you want to be very strategic when you outreach to small businesses, because the better your outreach, the more tailored your outreach, the less clients you have to reach, and the more yeses you're going to get, the more clients you're going to get much quicker, sooner, and with less effort. Okay, so now let's talk about payments when it comes to drop servicing. So let's say you secure a YouTube channel owner who is looking to actually give his thumbnails to you. So you're going to design his thumbnails. He's going to pay you the money. You're going to charge more than your supplier, and you're going to start making money. So you got your first client. Congrats. Now, when it comes to payments, how is it going to work? Now, here's the thing, guys. In most cases, in most of the niches, I say that you need to get a deposit of between 20 to 30%. Okay, so before you even start any work, before you deposit any money into Fiverr, before you order anything, you need to get a deposit. This is especially important in high ticket niches. In this case, for example, let's say you're going to be charging $15 for a thumbnail, and let's say your client wants to design 10 thumbnails in a month. So he signed up for a service that you're going to design 10 thumbnails in a month. So he's going to pay you $150. Now, maybe his videos are already filmed. So he says, you know what? My video is already filmed. I want you to create the thumbnails. Here are the ideas. And please create me all the 10 thumbnails in one go. You're going to have to go on here and order the same thing 10 times, or you can just message the guy and just be like, look, I need to order 10 thumbnails. Can you just create me a custom order? I've done it plenty of times on Fiverr. You can do that. You don't have to just order one by one, or you can do that, but it can also do it as a bulk order. You just need to contact these guys. When you do that, you can also negotiate the price usually a little bit. So you can just be like, look, I'm going to order 10 thumbnails. Can you do it at $100? Some people will say yes, and you can save some money and make more money. But my main point here is, guys, if your supplier cost is $5, times 10 thumbnails, you need to put $50 in here in order to deliver that order. So from your client, essentially, you want to ask 33% of deposit in order to get this $50. You get how I did it. So $50 is our 10 times 5, and $150 is how much the client is paying. So 33% deposit you're going to ask from your client. At the end of the order, your client will have to pay another $100. Okay? That way, you make this entire transaction risk-free. Here, you're going to pay $50 for 10 thumbnails. Here, you're getting $50. Your transaction is completely risk-free. If something happens, if your client disappears, if your client gets into a car accident, whatever, you're not risking a single cent. I always, guys, tell you, what you're paying here for the supplier, you have to ask for that thing, for that amount from your client. If you do that, you're never going to risk a single dime of your own money. Okay, that's great, but how do you actually accept those payments? Well, here's the thing, guys. In my experience, the best strategy is to use PayPal, because when you think about it, a lot of people are not going to be willing to send money up front, especially when we're talking about deposits in advance before any work even starts, to some stranger over the internet. That's why PayPal is very, very helpful, and PayPal can really mitigate all these kind of problems. Most clients will be happy to deposit money into PayPal. And for example, if you want to get a wire transfer, just a usual bank transfer, some clients are just going to be like, look, I'm not going to wire money to you because I don't know you. PayPal seems to be safe. It's only a few clicks, and here I have to add your bank details. And it just kind of feel a little bit, not very trustworthy to use usual regular bank transfers. PayPal, especially for the first few orders, is absolutely the best. When you get a client who, let's say, orders from you 1 month, another month, third month, and he keeps ordering and ordering, you can tell them, look, can we move off of PayPal into like bank transfers? We're going to save on fees, and we can maybe even lower the price for you, or hopefully you can do us a little bit of a favor because we're going to save few percent of fees that PayPal is eating. But when you're starting out, it's very difficult to really cross the trust barrier without using PayPal. So always recommend using PayPal. But guys, one thing is you have to really verify your PayPal account. A lot of people say, oh, PayPal is this, PayPal is that, PayPal holds funds, PayPal confiscates funds. If you don't do stupid, silly, dodgy things, PayPal usually is very good. I've had PayPal accounts on several business accounts, so on limited companies, on personal account as well, and I never had a single major problem. Touch wood, okay? Because always before getting substantial amounts, verify your PayPal with your bank, with your ID, with your phone number and everything. Once you have verified everything, usually you're not going to have any problems if you don't do silly things. Okay, so now let's talk about one of the most important questions that I very often get. How much money can you make with drop servicing business model? Well, this question is a little bit like, how long is a piece of string? Some people can make $500 per month. Some people can make $200 per month. Other people can make $5K or $10K per month in profit. So as I said, guys, between 200 per month to 10,000 per month is realistic. Over 10,000 per month, we're talking about actually building a drop servicing agency. It's a topic for another video. I actually have a video like that. But realistically, as a single person, 2K to 5K is essentially where you're going to be usually most of the months if you're doing this properly, more or less 20-30 hours per week. Can you do drop servicing part-time and can you earn money part-time? Of course. I've started drop servicing a few years ago part-time. I was making around $1,000 in profit at the first couple of months, okay? And I was doing it part-time alongside my other businesses. So it is absolutely possible to make $1,000 of clear profit doing this part-time. And I was just doing video editing. Later, I got into other things like managing ads, managing social media like LinkedIn, like Instagram, web design and stuff like that. At that point, you can make more and more and more money. Now, let's talk about what is the difference between you drop servicing as a single individual versus as an agency. It is a very common question that a lot of you guys are asking, so I want to address this point in this video. So guys, in some niches like web design, it is very common that you'll find freelance web developers. So if we are drop servicing, how are we going to approach clients? There is really two ways. One way is we approach clients saying that, look, I'm a freelance web developer. I can create you a website and my charges are these, etc., etc. This is my portfolio. Let's jump on a call. I'm available anytime. This approach is when you're talking like a freelance web developer, just a one-man band. Now, when it comes to agency model, imagine you're a real agency, right? You're going to have a website for web design. You're going to have some portfolio on the website. You're going to have, a professional email, right? You're going to have much higher prices. So let's say as a freelance drop servicer doing web design, you're going to maybe charge, I don't know, from let's say $800 to $1,400, that kind of level. As an agency, you could be charging $2,000, $3,000, up to $4,000, maybe even $5,000 if the website is quite complicated and needs a lot of customizations, okay? And the price is justified because it's an agency. Usually in the agency model, you have some managers or some staff who are also replying to clients, calling them, etc., etc. And there is a lot more that comes into the agency model. So usually you're also going to have a business, a registered business, registered entity at the bottom of your website, on your email signatures, and everywhere. You're going to say that, you're a business. These are the the incorporation information. So, if you want to go into the agency model, you kind of have to have a registered business. You kind of have to have a website. You kind of have to have a domain name, email. Then you can charge a lot more, but then you are essentially an agency. Even if you're a single person and you do all those steps, you can kind of look like an agency, but still you're gonna have to invest money, etc., etc. That's why you're gonna be charging more. And if you're doing it as a freelancer, it is absolutely fine to use Gmails. It is absolutely fine to not have a website. It is absolutely fine to call yourself a freelancer in the eyes of a client. I hope that this drop servicing tutorial was very helpful for you. But if you still need help, if you still have questions, how to start your own drop servicing business as a single individual or as an agency model, I actually have a mentoring program. I mentor people like you for 3 months, and I teach everything when it comes to drop servicing. I have people from all over the world mentoring with me right now, from US, UK, Australia, India, France, United Arab Emirates, Malaysia. The list is growing and growing, and more people are joining my mentoring. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, if you want to learn from somebody who's actually been doing drop servicing for over 5 years, you can apply into my mentorship using this email and we can talk about it. So thanks for watching this video. Drop a like for the YouTube algo, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna see you in the next video.